Hello, welcome to another crypto chart. I'm Fausto Botelho, broadcasting from Brazil, hopefully with a better sound and hopefully in a way that you can hear a synchronized noise and voice as well. So far I've spent the whole day today trying to improve the audio. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me your feedback down below. I have just ruined the last video because captured things, and so I ran out of time, so I'm just making a very quick update for you guys. We're going to talk about the S&P, Bitcoin, Binance Coin, and Chainlink. So starting with, let me go to the charts. I'm going to start with the S&P that broke these resistance finally. I thought this was a pullback because I thought this resistance was over here. Let me show you here in the. I thought this resistance was upwards here, but you know, apparently it wasn't a. There's two possibilities. Either it was indeed a situation that the market broke the resistance trend line. It's not any resistance trend line. It's the mother of all resistance. It's the all-time high of the S&P, right? So either the market broke it and then produced as a bear trap, but not necessarily. And because if it did, it's a first sign. This was already a first sign. Market made a reversal here, so that was the first reversal, a second reversal, and now the market broke again. We're gonna have a weekend, and let's see what happens on Monday, because we are in the gravitational influence of this resistance level yet. And besides, we're below this support trend line, long-term trend line, right? So until further, until the market do something like that, until the market goes up and then make some profit taken here, like upward flag, and start going up again, I'm not going to believe that this is happening. Yes, I do have indication. The market just broke this resistance line. But what about the other indications that I have, which I think are very strong, technically speaking, you know, like 3 upward movements, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and no correction, no Fibonacci correction for that. A 270% upward movement without inflation. If you consider inflation, it's 350 or something like that. So double top and the breaking of these support trend line, a pullback, and maybe it's another pullback. So, and of course, if we have a reversal here, a candlestick reversal here, I'm going to consider very bullish. So that's for the S&P. It's important because if it happens what I think it's going to happen, then if the market corrects Fibonacci here, it will be a 40% drop. Of course, with stops in 2400, this low of the end of last year, and then another stop here at 2000. But anyway, it would be a chaos, and eventually some of the money of the stock markets would come to the crypto space, and that would make a boom, because only in New York Stock Exchange there's 28 trillion. 1% of that is 280 trillion, right? And the market cap now is, what's the market cap now? I've just seen it. Market cap now is 322, and Bitcoin is on its all-time high in terms of not in its all-time high. It's above the peak, the top that we had in December 2017, when it made its highs in terms of prices. So it was 60% at that time. We are now 64%. And something to be considered too is that Binance Coin just surpassed EOS and became the sixth crypto asset, which should say. They keep adding things that you could do with Binance Coin. So that's for the S&P. Now, well, as we're here already, Binance Coin, I think it's accumulating, and I think that's a continuation pattern. I think the market is going to go up, even though it broke this support trend line here. I had a signal that I think is very important now, which was it broke the support, and then it produced two dojis, and now it's up here. I'm sorry about that. We have a boogie which we're correcting in our system, which from 9 a.m. That closes the market until midnight. It doesn't exactly show what's happening, but it's something like that. But the important thing, I do have it in the hourly chart, and the important thing is that here in the hourly chart, what's happening is that the market is testing this resistance trend line, and it's accumulating an accumulation that looks like a continuation pattern, a flag or whatever. So whenever if the market breaks this accumulation here, and especially if it goes above 0.00 or 290 to 89, which is the stop here, I think it will be a very good idea for you to purchase some for your portfolio. Don't tell anybody, but I already did, because I like Binance very much, and I whenever Binance says what turns around, I just buy it. Of course, I have my stop, and it came very near to my stop. My stop, it's below this low here, but I'm trusting that there's a good chance for it to go up and start outperforming Bitcoin. Now the other one is Chainlink, which look what it did. Well, first of all, Chainlink is well, I like it very much as a project, because first of all, I think to make the link between smart contracts and all the big data that will be needed in order to fulfill the smart contracts, it's a very splendid, wonderful idea, and I think there's a potential very big for an idea like that. And technically speaking, which is what matters in terms of our channel, you will see we had this huge ascending triangle here that projects an objective that would make prices go 200% up from where they stand now. And besides, we've had so far waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's an upward movement. So whenever the market breaks a resistance short-term trend in an upward trend like this, I think it's worth taking a look. So that's what happened. The market broke it, but then it came down again after breaking this resistance level here. 0.30 27,000 satoshis, but it might be just a pullback. We actually recommended Binance Link today, so we're expecting to see if it breaks this last top here. I think it's a very good idea, very good chance for you to buy it and add it to your portfolio of the cryptos that will eventually outperform Bitcoin. You're going to buy it with Bitcoin, and hopefully you're going to sell it in order to have more Bitcoins, right? And now let's go and see the Bitcoin, the star of the game, star of the space. So that's the crypto I mentioned in the title, right? Well, we start measuring Bitcoin in terms of a trend, in terms of the cycle, like for instance a Elliott Wave cycle, when it reaches $5, because nobody considered any stock that comes from nothing, 0.07 cents of dollar, So we start thinking of Bitcoin in terms of Elliott Wave from here, from $5, and then that produces us a wave 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I think there's clear indication that we've entered so far another upward movement that might be wave 5, because it's very much like a correction wave, because we had this descending triangle, and by definition a descending triangle is a corrective wave. So impulsive wave, corrective wave, impulsive wave makes an ABC. And if that was to be a 1, 2, 3, the 4 has gone too high. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. That's an ABC. So we're starting a new upward movement, a new impulsive wave. And so far it's doing very well. It's above its support trend line, and but that's for the long term, right? Let's take a look in the daily chart now. In terms of daily chart, what we see is waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Though that produced us with an impulsive wave, and so we could expect something more with more in terms of time and also oscillation, something bigger than these two corrective waves here, which I think it's what we're seeing. So far it looks like an ascending symmetrical triangle, but that could eventually evolve into a rectangle. Market could test again the $10,000. I don't know about that, but we're keeping an eye on that. Let's go. I have to change that because oh God, we're full of bugs in here. Let me see if I update that. No, that didn't help, but I can change that in the parameters here and put it in USDT bit Phoenix, and no. So BTC USD Bitfinex. Now, yeah, okay. We haven't changed it for BTC USDT yet. So look what's happening. What's happening is that's the eventual symmetrical triangle, and the market just produced a inverted head and shoulders here, and it's apparently flagging up. So if it confirms the breaking of this resistance level here and the neckline of these inverted head and shoulders, then I think we're gonna have another test of this last stop here, and we could eventually be seeing the market on its way to break this resistance level of the symmetrical triangle. So it's we'll have to wait, see what it does this weekend. But the important thing is that in terms of Bitcoin, I didn't mention that, but in terms of these wave 5, where should it go? Where could it go? Well, I don't know, but asking the market, the answer is, well, if eventually wave 5 is just the last portion of wave 3, which is wave 5 of wave 3, then we head into $50,000 to $75,000. It's over here, right? This blue segment here. If, on the other hand, this upward movement equals wave 3, then we're heading to $350,000. And if this upward movement equals wave 1, which is bigger than wave 3, then we're heading to $750,000. Well, nothing compared to what Mr. McAfee says. He thinks we're going to $1 million, and he thinks it's mathematically impossible that Bitcoin doesn't reach $1 million. What do I think? I'm with McAfee. Yeah, I think these things are going to replace the dollar standard. Ciao dollar. Bitcoin's coming as a standard. Yup. And I think the inventor of Bitcoin, which is Mr. Nick Szabo, thinks so too, because I was told that he said that that's what he meant in the last coin he made before Bitcoin. That was just like Bitcoin without the proof of work. So, but what's the peer-to-peer thing? Well, I don't think Bitcoin was meant to be a money for you to pay coffee in in the restaurant or whatever, although I have to say that I seen a video today of someone shopping in Australia in a grocery store and paying with Bitcoin. The cashier was just showing his QR code, and the person was copying its QR code and paying in Bitcoin, probably in Lightning. But so that's going to happen. But I think there's going to be coins more efficient than Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is a store of value. Bitcoin is a collectible, and the big movement of central banks are going to negotiate in Bitcoin. That's what I think is going to happen. So I leave you with this thought for today, for tonight, here in São Paulo, Brazil. Thank you very much for watching until now. If you like it, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Tell your friends about us, the crazy old Brazilian guy that 41 years of experience in technical analysis and speaks, and it's a YouTuber. And subscribe to the channel too. See you next time. Ciao.